What's up, good people?
What's up, good people?
What up, chat? What's up, good people?
What's up, chat?
What up, good people?
What's up, good people?
What's up, good people? What's up, good people?
What's up, good people?
What's up, good people? It's Dan Smith, Porterhouse, KC, representing. Hoop hoop.
You know, it's been a while. We're not gonna do like the quinceañera walk. Like.
Right. What's up, good people? What up? What up? What up?
Good morning.
You see who we got.
Good morning.
You see who we got. See, I told Alex that we have to walk in a straight line, and you see what she does, right? So you know what this conversation is going to be like.
She never follows the rules.
You know what this conversation is going to be like. No, I'm excited.
I follow some other rules.
Well,
yes. Do this.
Why don't you talk through what you're doing right here before I get I'm getting settled.
Yes. So everything that I do, I try to do with great intention, with great love. Today is National Indigenous Peoples Day, so I wanted to represent for my people as well.
Love that.
So we're gonna burn a little bit of copal and some plantitas, some herbs, so that we can cleanse. I always have backups. It's always interesting when you're doing things like on camera.
Yeah.
Because it changes everything.
It does. But I like it. I mean, you know.
And that's where you really have to show up authentically because you feel like the pressure of everybody's watching.
We're watching.
Like, that's the perfect time to be authentic.
Is it gonna work? And if it doesn't, oh well.
How are we gonna make it work?
It's just, it is what it is.
Yeah. So we're just gonna let this smoke and burn there.
All right.
And we're gonna light the candle because we're gonna bring in light during this conversation. So as I'm doing this, I'm really preparing myself to be speaking on behalf of the ancestors to do this in a good and honorable way, letting those words come through me, letting only light move through me.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Hi.
Hello. How are you?
I'm so excited to be here.
Welcome to the Convos in the Yard. Welcome to the pod.
I love this.
I'm excited. So, just to, we set the tone, I brought umbrellas out here just in case. My cameras are not covered, so I'm hoping that the rain holds off.
We'll be good.
But, just in case, at least we can keep this going.
We'll be good.
All right. So, again, welcome to Convos in the Yard. I'm Dan Smith, co-founder of the Porterhouse KC. We in the yard, and we have with us the phenomenal, the majestic, the swaggy, right? Alex Villalobos-McAnderson.
That's the first time someone said it. Hey,
I've tried to get it right. I tried to get it right.
Names are important.
I've been practicing that all morning. I'm just letting you know. So the way we do this, I got sections. I got sections of the pod that I want to get through so we can hold intentional conversation. So I'm excited to have you here. We're going to open up. I know you love being vulnerable, so we're going to be vulnerable a little bit, if that's okay.
Let's go there.
But before we get into all of that, we have a little shout out section.
Okay.
So I'll go first, just so you can think about who you want to give a shout out to. Just a few people in your life that you want to recognize, pay some respect to, homage, whatever. And I always start with my family, my wife, my kids. They in school, they came by, they hung out with us a little bit this weekend. So, I'm excited about that. Any little bit I get,
right.
I'm excited about. Shout out to the team, Miranda, Sharon, Maddie, and all the folks that allow us to rock with them. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate them. But shout out to God too.
Yeah, I'm gonna shout out to all my relatives, and my relatives starting with my two-legged, so my husband. I absolutely would not be able to do this work that I do without him and my boys, Rock Chalk. Yes, and my community, you know, my mentors, my teachers, especially today as Indigenous Peoples Day, my elders, all of those that are here teaching me, guiding me, that are here in physical form, but that are also here in spirit form. And, you know, but when I say all of our relatives, I want to thank our beautiful grandfather trees that we have behind us. You know, when I came the first time, I was like, don't touch them. And just, you know, the four-legged and the winged and those that swim, and just remembering as we're out here that we are connected and a part of something bigger. So if you're a part of this web of life, I thank you.
Love it, love it, love it. Yeah, and not only do we have these great, huge, majestic trees back here, but we also, it comes with black walnuts. And so every day I'm like sweeping and cleaning. Squirrels get a lot of food, all that good stuff. But you know, shout out to the black walnuts too.
You're a good steward of the land.
We
and
try.
That's what we're remembering.
We're trying.
That's what we're remembering. Like in Indigenous cultures, we remember that we don't really own anything.
Yeah.
You know, we don't take anything with us.
Yeah.
Especially land, especially things that are alive. So that you saying that, it's like you are being a good steward of this space.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is true. We try. We try.
Stewards of our kids.
I keep saying this. I said this on the last pod. If anybody collects black walnuts, or we got a ton of them.
Yeah.
So
I'll connect you. I know who already wants them.
Yeah, we got a ton of them. I mean, Sharon had, this is a few weeks back, but we had so many that he had two of those large trash bags full of them, black walnuts that he took. But anyway, enough the black walnuts.
They're good anti-parasitic, so they are medicine. So yes, we will talk.
All right. So next section. So we got through our shout outs. Next is gratitudes and either challenge or intention. And what we try to do is, because we know that there's a lot of things to be grateful for, and there's a lot of sometimes folks that have a lot of challenges, and then there's folks that have a lot of intentions. But for the sake of the pod and the folks listening, we want to try to, I'm gonna try to be singular in each of those areas. So either, singular gratitude and challenge, or singular gratitude and intention. So I'll start. I'm grateful for time, and what I mean by that, or I just said one.
It's coming. No, let it flow.
Let's see. Because I gotta make sure.
You gotta keep me in the room.
Yeah, we gotta stay in line. We
don't want to be free.
All right, so I won't. I had a great weekend, but I went to go see a movie called Soul on Fire, and I actually posted a story about it yesterday. It's a story about a young man, John O'Leary, who at 10 or 12. I believe John is in his early 50s, mid 50s, something like that now. But when he was 12, his whole body, he accidentally set himself on fire, and 90% of his body was burned. And I think they said 80 something percent was third degree, or however that looks. But he wrote a book. He's a great inspirational speaker. I actually got an opportunity to go see him last year at the HEMP. They have an annual event that the Hellsberg Entrepreneurship Mentoring Program puts on. They brought him, keynote, phenomenal keynote, got his book, got his signature, told us about a movie coming out the next year. Been waiting for it. Came out this past weekend. We went to go see it. Amazing. Just affirmed all the things that I thought. It was literally the day after Election Day that I got to hear him. And I'm glad I showed up, because I was in a mood.
Yes.
I was, all that. So grateful for, to be able to hear that. And then intention for the week is I got a little extra time off because class, technically we're in fall break at KU. So I don't have another class till Thursday. So tomorrow, I'm just going to maximize time tomorrow. So that's my intention. Like I did that. Okay, cool.
So gratitude for me. Brandon has been traveling a lot, so it's made us, while there has been a lot of pressure, I'm super grateful for the boys and them really stepping up. We've talked about holding ourselves to a higher standard, so we've really been working on like discipline, facing our fears. And what's really cool is when you start to do it as a unit, as a family. So as Brandon has been gone, we've had to like reshift and readjust, but I really have seen like the boys like step up and just become these beautiful humans. And the fact that I get to be like a little part of that is just, I'm just so grateful, because I'm just like, wow, you're not the atypical, you know, when people talk about it, I'm like, they're open, they're kind, they're smart, and really grateful for the boys this past week. And my intention right now has really been, you know, we have a couple more days for Hispanic Heritage Month, and has really been about, you know, community and showing up authentically. I think for me, my intention this whole year since May has really been about saying those things that you are afraid to say because of how others will take them. And I think that people have been used to seeing me in such a nurturing, loving, kind way that when I'm very direct, sometimes it's a little like, you know, healers don't talk like that. And I'm like, oh, watch this shit, you know, like, because it is time to just show up authentically and to say the things. I think that when we put things under the rug, when we put them to the side, when we put those smoke and mirrors, like that just festers. And so I want things to be out in the open. So my intention has just really been authenticity, like radical authenticity, where sometimes.
Well, get ready. Get ready for this conversation. I love that. I'm glad we set the tone with that. Great gratitude and great intention. So next, you see me pick up my phone. I have my notes, right? I want to, like I said, I want to make sure that we're doing this the right way.
No judgment.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
No judgment ever.
All right. So I have topics. My topic of the week. I have multiple topics that I want to get into subject matter wise. First piece is I'm gonna ask you a couple questions. What's your favorite question? Bam. What's your least favorite question? Bam. And why?
Okay.
What's your favorite question to be asked?
My favorite question to be asked and to ask people is, what's inspiring you right now? Because I think when you ask that, it makes you pause and really have to look at the beautiful things and look at through the lens of gratitude. And it's kind of like, to me, it's like a little circle of like, oh, this inspires me. And then you have, you know, the action piece, and then you come to the gratitude. So it's like kind of like this little circle for me. So yeah, what's inspiring you? And I love hearing people's responses. And sometimes they have no idea, which is okay, because then it makes them think about that. Because I'm like, I'm going to ask you that again, you know? My least favorite question, oh God, it's like just the networking question. What do you do? When people ask me, what do you do? Now I just give like really weird answers just to see if they're open to it or not. And so I'll be like, you know, I talk to spirits, you know, I talk to the birds, I heal the land, you know, and so sometimes,
and you see what their response is.
So I'm coming in hot from the beginning, because that's going to let me know if this is what, you know, these are my people and they're open, or sometimes that you just feel like them tense up, and that's okay. That's okay. But you just probably won't be part of my orbit.
I mean, but to be fair, there probably are some folks that may possibly still be your people that still might tense up. With hearing the the question, right?
Yes, but that means their energy's still open,
Okay,
right?
yeah.
So they may be like, "Whoa, that's weird," but there's
Yeah.
this lean
But
in.
I'm
There's
curious.
this curiosity.
Right.
Yeah. So I think that
Yeah.
there's such a big thing, and when, especially like on healing, when you start to look at things through curiosity versus judgment.
Yeah.
Like I really worked on that this year. I don't want to judge. I don't want to judge people. I don't want to judge, their actions. We only see like a glimpse of what their life is. And so when we talk about like people watching, I would kind of do that as training, and I would start to notice that my people watching, it wasn't just observing the anomalies, but I would judge them like, oh, they look weird, or like, why are they doing that? And then I'm like, let me observe without the judgment. And I would observe, and as soon as I would catch myself judging that person, I would come back to like, nope, let's focus on something else. And then I always say like earth school gets harder and harder. And then so then you start to see some really weird shit. And then you're like, nope, don't judge it. Like just see it for what it is. It's unique, it's different, it's out there. But like sit in that curiosity. Don't let it move to judgment.
Okay. Yeah, I love it. I will say, like, for me, not that anyone asked, but for me, what I love to be asked, and it's only happened, believe it or not, over the last 10 years. It doesn't happen often. And so because it doesn't have to happen often, I do get kind of thrown because it's almost a challenge. After introducing myself to a couple of individuals, this actually just happened to me maybe a couple weeks ago, and I was sitting at KC SourceLink, and we had a meeting. There was a meeting there, and it was some folks that I wasn't familiar with me. There's this little time where you could just talk to folks, and before whatever needs to start starts. And so I introduced myself, told the person who I am, what I do, thought that was it. So then the question comes, why you? So immediate reaction is, what? What do you mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
What do you mean?
Like,
what does that mean?
That's that initial, like, it hits you. But then I recognize that I actually appreciate that question, because then it allows me to really kind of go a little deeper into my why, right? And so when people ask me, why you? And like I said, it's literally only happened twice in the last 10 years. And once it happened at KC SourceLink, and I remember that the other time was actually at a chamber event. I was at the annual chamber dinner, and someone asked me, I got introduced to somebody, and they were doing the introduction, and they asked me, why you? It's like, whoa. And that was the first time I started sweating, because I was like, what do you mean why me? That's when you start thinking about like your insecurities and all the, you start trying to think of stuff, to something witty to come back with, or just anything. And yeah, so it was those times, that's the best question I think I've ever gotten asked, work related. The question that I hate is the superficial questions that just stay superficial. Like, I like to talk about the weather, but like, no. You know what I'm saying? I'm a weather, like I go outside, I'm like, man, it's about to rain, because me and my kid, it's a hoodie season. I love all of that, right? And so, but when you're introducing yourself to somebody and this is the first time or whatever, that weather stuff is, it's way too superficial.
No. So speaking of that, I'm curious about your answer. Why you? Because I already got my answer.
Why me?
Yeah.
So the quick, and this is not about me. So this is about Alex, and Alex does this. So I'm gonna redirect. Let's make this piece really short. Why me? I said, my initial response, quick response, is why not me? That's the quick response. The more in-depth response is because where I come from, how I was raised, who raised me, my tribe, just everything in life that I've done to this point has led me to the work, to this work. And so, you know, I can go way deep but I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, I was just going to have you, because you're the one and not the two. Though, you know, because I'm the one and not the two.
Because I'm
the one and not the two.
I don't know. Sorry. Sorry. My bad.
It's
Monday.
Okay,
my bad. My bad. It's Monday. It's Monday, and you know, it's been a long weekend, and you know, all these reasons.
We're here.
All these reasons. Dope. So, thank you for the favorite question and the least favorite question. I resonate with both. I want to know more about how you got to where you are right now. Like, what's the path to get to this wholeness? And you know, I say that with respect, right? And because I know that we're all working to get to whatever that place is. But what's brought you to this whole space? And you can go as far back as, you know, elementary, middle, high, college. I know you was a soccer player. We established that, and I see you wearing the KC Current representing.
We love our KC Current family.
But what's
I just feel like you're always on the path, and sometimes it feels like you're off the path and you come back, but then you realize that off was actually part of your journey. And so the best way to explain it is, you know, my name, Alejandra, like, it means defender of mankind. So even when I was in utero in my mom's belly, she got super, super sick, and and she's like, we thought we were going to lose you. So I've always been a fighter since then, right? And you know, my parents, I was born in Mexico. We moved to this country. I was born in Guadalajara. My parents had to flee Mexico during that time. It was not safe for us to be there, so we moved to California. And I grew up in California in a predominantly white town. It was considered like the safest city, over 100,000 people in the U.S. A lot of very retired cops lived there. So had to deal with a lot of just microaggressions, and you don't belong here from the beginning. And so I've always had that, I just got to do it. I just got to do it. I just got to do it. That resilience. Ended up in Kansas City. At that time, needed a scholarship, played soccer at Baker, and then met my husband. That's how I'm going to say Kansas City found me, because I do believe that the land calls you and attracts you. So whenever I feel like in doubt of where I am, I remember like my journey here, and it is Kansas City. It's this community. It's all of the people that are in my life. But my healing journey really started. It's when my body started breaking down, which was when my 16-year-old was 3 years old, so 13 years ago. They diagnosed me with lupus, Hashimoto's, autoimmune disease, all the things. And it's just when you are chronically ill and when you are in physical pain all of the time, and what we know is that mental illness is the same thing. It's this constant pain that you're just living in, and you just want it to stop. And so you'll try everything, and I tried, you know, the Western world, and it wasn't until I really started to lean into what is making my soul sick, what is making me internally sick, not just the food and the movement, but my soul is what was sick. Then I really started to focus on my own healing, and then a lot of my gifts started to open up, and then I was my guides will say I was gently nudged. I will say I was pushed towards yes, into this entrepreneur life, because this is not what I had planned. You know, I was in the corporate world and finance and building and helping others with their dreams, and I had to surrender, and we've talked a little bit about what surrender means and how hard it can be sometimes because it may feel like giving up, but it's actually just the allowing. And so started my business. We're going to celebrate 6 years on 11/11 this year. So that's coming up, and when I sit back, I'm just like super grateful for what my business has done. And I'm not talking about like accolades or numbers. I'm talking about like the space that we've been able to hold for people, the healing that, and I say we because it's not just me, it's the person that shows up as well. But we're here now, right?
I love that.
Yeah.
I love it. Cool. Thank you for sharing that. I knew pieces of your story, and so it's kind of cool to hear about the journey. I know that, speaking of the small business, because you got to talk about entrepreneurship.
Yes.
I know that, I think it was maybe a year ago, maybe less than a year ago, that you decided you wanted to take a break, or you wanted to change the way that you delivered things. And it's not necessarily a pivot. I hate that word too. When COVID happened, everybody was saying pivot. Oh my gosh, it got annoying. But anyway. But pivot.
Sachet.
Right. You wanted to shuffle over here. You wanted to do a little. You wanted to shuffle a little bit. What took you in that direction, and why?
It was integrity. I really, one of my core values in life is integrity, and I was serving a lot of people that didn't quite understand the work that I do and held it in the sacredness of what it is, right? And a lot of people were using my medicine as like a quick pill, like this makes me feel good for the moment. I know that you can get me back into a regulated state. But it was very much of, we're helping fix you. And a lot of like the new age spirituality is it's starting to be very like whitewashed, just like yoga, just like a lot of other things, and then it loses its roots, it loses its sacredness. And so I started to notice that that's what was happening, and so I had to set it free. And by doing that, I let go of my brick and mortar. I've moved to virtual to kind of have like that clean start and just focus more on coaching, so that it's more like very intentional about who I work with and what we're doing. And it's been great. It's been great. Awesome.
How's that affected your, has it improved? Is it kind of indifferent, or went the opposite direction as it relates to, like your relationship with your family and things of that nature? Like, as you have made that transition, is it less stressful? Kind of more stress? Like what?
Yeah, no, I think that every time that you change or that you allow yourself to begin again, there is that time where, things have to kind of shift into place. And so trying to do that dance with a lot of grace. But more importantly, it is teaching that integrity. It is teaching that, no matter the amount of money, or if it's a certain person, or if it's an opportunity that doesn't feel in alignment with my soul, I'm gonna say no. And I think that that's part of, not all money is good money, not all opportunities are for you. So really teaching my children and those around me to like learn to trust that, what is mine will never pass me by. And also, I don't want what's not mine. I think a lot of the times, just being in this country and this, I call it colonial spirit of overconsumption and wanting more and more and more, you start to compare what you're doing. You start to do things just because other people are doing. And I think in that pause, I started to recognize how much, and I'm speaking collectively as people, like a lot of people are sheep, and not in a judgmental way, but they just want guidance,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
They just want,
Be
you
led.
know, more than ever, people are lonely, like they need connection. And so it's easy to grasp onto anything that is there and available.
Yeah.
But if you don't have that discernment and that integrity of like, something doesn't feel right. Yeah. So it's teaching my kids more about how they move through life more than the extra things, right?
Yeah.
Football, business, all of those are just really opportunities and reps for who you are as a person and your soul.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love that. First of all, I see you repping Made My glasses.
Ooh,
So I
hey,
just
I'm
wanna
always rocking
shout out-
local.
shout out
I'm
Made
just
My-
like, yes, we love Made Bob.
Shout out Casey
You
Current.
know, people are like, they're like,
Yeah.
oh, you know, you're getting in the influencer space. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh no, I
Yeah.
am not trying to influence anyone. I'm more of a supporter.
Yeah. Where'd you get those earrings? I know it's somewhere local.
Yeah, so these are actually indigenous. These are from Mexico,
Oh,
and
see.
so yeah,
Okay.
and something also that I'd love for people to like understand. A lot
Yeah.
of the times we're taught like certain things are dark or evil or whatever, and in Mexican culture,
Yeah.
skulls like calaveras. We're getting ready for Dia de los
Yeah.
Muertos. We have such a beautiful relationship with death.
Yeah.
To us,
Yeah.
death isn't
Yeah.
just an ending, but it's a transition.
Yeah.
And so,
I know. What's the movie that
Coco.
Coco.
Yes.
Popular.
Yes.
So
Yes.
We Coco helped the uninformed.
Yeah, get to
kinda
know a little bit.
understand that culture, and it's phenomenal.
Yes.
So yeah, no, I appreciate that.
And we have the Casey Current.
Yeah.
So this, we
Yeah.
Dulcinea Herrera, owner of
Yeah.
Cafe Corazon, designed this.
Yeah.
So we got to be, we got to
so
honor the Latino heritage last month with Rocky. Shout out Rocky. We love Rocky. And so, yes, I think that it starts with community, and I love to just be a part of people that are doing things out there for
Same.
community.
Same.
I know.
You see, I'm rocking my Deep Rooted today. Don, that's my guy. He did our hoodies for our grand opening and did some more stuff for us. So, yeah, shout out to Deep Rooted. Shout out to Made Mob.
To everybody in Kansas City doing good stuff
all
for
good
the
stuff.
city.
Yeah,
yes.
we out here. We rapping. We try to do that, and I'm the same way. Like, it's not about being an influencer or anything like that. Because the funny thing that the folks in the squad, like anytime something happens, they say celebrity Dan Smith. I'm like, stop it. I'm not that guy. And influencer Dan Smith, like, no, I'm not that guy. But I like what I like first. But then also I love supporting local, man. I love repping local. It just makes you feel, it increases the proudness that you have for where you're from, and the people that are from the same place you're from, and they're doing the things that you appreciate them. I love art.
To me, I'm like, you're wearing their energy,
100%.
right? Their intentions, their prayers.
So I have a guy that there's a brand called Hush Forever. Love his stuff. He has a brand. He does art, but it's like the brand is like a bear, and there's like these different graphic iterations of this bear on these different things, and he hand paints them on sweaters and hoodies and stuff. So he reached out to me, which I'm surprised, right? I'm grateful for, but he's actually going to do art on these chairs and my yellow chairs in there. So he's going to put the Hush brand. He actually is coming tomorrow to do it. So I'm so excited about it.
Dan says that he's not an influencer, but you do carry a lot of power and influence. So we're going to own that as well. A significant person in our community.
Hey.
Dan hates when I do this. Dan hates when I give him flowers.
I'm just whatever. All right, so I'm gonna get into a vulnerable moment. This is a moment that I feel like we had. I think it's been a couple years. It's been a couple years now, but there was this thing about the Kansas City Business Journal, right? And a lot of our peers, a lot of our friends have either been a part or haven't been a part. I mean, some really dynamic people in the community doing some really dope stuff. And there was a moment, there was a year, I think we both were nominated. We both were able to be nominated for it, which is phenomenal, which is cool. And we were in this, we were in the same space together. We were like, they hold like a get together for all the folks that's nominated and all that good stuff. So we were in the same space. It was just exciting, cool.
Yeah.
And then there's folks that do get it, and there's folks that unfortunately don't get it, right? Because it's a limited amount of, numbers
Awards
of people or whatever.
yes.
And so the year that I got it, you didn't get it, and I text you because I had been in that situation a couple of times prior to that year. And then you see your peers, and you see your peers represented, and it stings a little bit.
Yeah.
Right? It stung a little bit for me. And that's why I my friends that were in the same space, I made it my priority to text you all, and it was a couple of you that didn't make it, and I was like, this doesn't define us.
Yeah.
Right? Either way.
Yeah.
But I wanted to talk a little bit about that moment, because you talked about it. You alluded to it.
Yeah.
Because we end up chasing things sometimes because we become a part of a group or a subset of a group of people, and you see those subset of groups of people doing these certain things, and sometimes it's just not that it's because of envy. It's because it's just what everybody is doing.
Like the checkoff list of the things to do in Kansas City.
It's just
bam,
bam, bam, bam. If you do this, you want to be a part of that, right? And I want to know your thoughts, and I don't know. Like I said, we've been past it.
Yeah, no. And that was such a beautiful lesson, because remember what actually happened was, so I got this beautiful text from Dan, and I'm just like, yes, because it does sting, right? Especially when you're like, I'm doing these things for the community.
Yeah.
This is to me, like a community-based acknowledgement matters. And so when I got this text, I was like, yeah, and I just like sat with it. I'm like, no, that wasn't meant to be yours. That was not meant to be yours. What's meant to be yours will come. What's meant to be yours will come. And that very same day, I get a call from someone else that I haven't spoken to. I've only spoken to her maybe twice in my life, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, hey, I just want to make sure that it's okay. I gave your information to my friend who wants you to be on this magazine. And I was like, okay, whatever. I ended up talking to her that day, and I ended up being on the cover of Her Life magazine. So shout out Gretchen and Tammy.
Shout out to Her Life.
So it's like I didn't get that award, but I got to be on the cover of Her Life, which is just as important in the community, and people saw it. And so I always say, like, the creator always has a way of like, that's not for you, baby. Trust. And when you trust, then you find whatever was in alignment for you is 100%. Even greater. It 100%. Feels even more beautiful than you trying to squeeze into some shoes that are not meant to be yours. I
love it. Yeah, that was that was a message. And that's a part of the pod too, is being able to be vulnerable with leaders, folks in the community, entrepreneurs that are doing some amazing things, but just know that and we don't always share the great things, but we don't always share the hard things as well, and sometimes it is about time and place, right? And so I appreciate you sharing that perspective. I feel like I'm okay with never receiving that award, but somehow I get nominated each year. So it's more like they bring everyone together, and I'm more like, well, we're all here. Right. Let's talk about the things that matter in Kansas City. And instead of really speaking, about myself. For sure. So I think utilizing those platforms and those moments also to bring everyone with you are so important. You and I talk about all the time about bringing like Black and brown communities together, Asian communities together, and that's really like what my focus is right now. I love it. I love it. So that showed up with me. So we did a collaboration with Casey Current last week. We had an opportunity to host the event there, And so it was my turn to introduce myself and all that stuff, and in front of the group of entrepreneurs that we were working with. And instead of, I said, hey, Google the Porterhouse KC, not to be like, you can Google me, right? I said, Google the Porterhouse KC, Google Dan Smith, Sharon Thompson, Miranda, right? But I wanted to use that time to introduce all the folks that were in this space, right? I could have took the 10 minutes for myself, but instead of taking that 10 minutes, let's have you all introduce yourselves. But because we're all here, we're all like, this is all purposeful, right? Purpose driven. And I want you to know who's in this room, right? And so we got the opportunity to do that. And so it just brought a whole nother level of connectivity to the room, because now these entrepreneurs, now they know each other. Before last Wednesday, they didn't know each other.
Right.
So that was cool to be able to do that. So yeah, like that's kind of how I try to show up in that space in that way in a lot of areas, because not everybody gets the opportunity to be heard.
And how inspiring is it because I know obviously you're at KU as well, but like these future generations, I'm just like so inspired by them. So I want I had amazing mentors, but I want to like take it to the next level where I'm like, yes, you can do it.
This is the thing. I have a weird relationship with mentorship.
Oh, tell me.
And mind you, I try to emulate who, and I've been approached a couple of times, and folks ask me like, hey, what you think about becoming my mentor, And I was like, I would suck at being someone's mentor, right, directly. But I try to do it in my daily actions, right? I try to show like how to deal with certain things just in every day, and that's why I post so much. I'm on IG all the time, right? And I like being creative too. That's a part of the thing, but it's to welcome you in and for folks to feel like they can really be a part of that journey, but then also like hopefully glean things from my experiences. But when I was growing up, I sought mentorship a lot. And I never got what I was looking for. I'm a young cat from the hood. I'm an average student at best. Nothing widely special about anything. And so anytime I would show up and happen to just be in places at times, I would kind of quote unquote shoot my shot, and it never stuck. And funny thing, it's some folks that are still leaders in the community, but we were all young. I was younger, obviously, and they were younger, and I held it against them for a long time, which I shouldn't have. I held it against them though, because I wish they would have told me no. I wish they would have said no.
I don't have the capacity for it. Yeah.
I never got a no.
Yeah.
I always got a
business card.
Yeah,
hit me up.
And that real. You know what I'm saying? You think the carrot, and I and so I grew to have a negative disposition when it comes to mentorship. And so when I got older, and anybody asked me, I don't want people to feel the way I felt. If they ask, I want you to know that, man, I suck at being a mentor. Like I suck at being a mentor.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, you wouldn't suck at being a mentor. I suck at being a mentor.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you why. Because my time is already crazy.
Yeah.
Any of the time that I do have is downtime, even if it's sleep, even if it's playing video games, I go hard at games in that time period. I go hard at sleep in that time period. So I don't want somebody to be hanging on and hopeful that I'm going to be able to be that person for them.
Yeah, but I think that that's just more of a perspective shift more than failing at being a mentor. I just think mentorship doesn't have to look a specific way. I think the old school way was like, yes, let me take you by the hand and teach you the things. Yeah. And I think that you're a great mentor. I think that you are a community uncle that is showing how to do the things, but it's not just like you're my mentee. It's more like here is the buffet. Yeah. So
I have to be, to me, and so with that statement, and this goes for a lot of other things that I show up, rooms that I show up in. That statement is meant to be polarizing. Yeah. It's not meant to be literal.
Oh no, yeah.
Right? So the polarizing statement is something that will get you like, what? You know what I mean? I suck at this. I'm horrible at that. Really? You gonna say that to me? But like you said, I know that we're out here, and it's not, obviously just not me. Yeah. You show up that way. We have a lot of people, a lot of friends of ours that show up that same way, and I appreciate that from them, because the people that I'm around, I get mentored through them. Through you, right? Through you, like Stephen Anthony's down there in Miami now. He's a mentor. Yeah. Patrick's a mentor. Like these guys probably don't. And Sharon is even a mentor, right? And I've never come to him and said, "Hey, I want you to be my mentor."
It's not like the "Are you my mother" type of book. No. There's just this. Yeah. I know that you're going to support me. I know that you're a safe space for me to bounce some things off of you. 100%. You know, I am doing a mentorship through Young Latino Professionals. So my beautiful mentor Lola, hello.
Lola, you in a special place right now. I'm just letting you know.
Lola had no idea what she was signing up for.
You're in a special place.
Lola is like a go-getter. She works at Guadalupe Center. She is working, going to school, wants to start a nonprofit, all the things. And our last conversation, she's like, I'm going to send you a Google sheet with all my, and I was like, oh, no. Yeah. Not that kind of mentor. No. Don't like emails. I was like, no, baby, we're going to hang out. We're going to go on a walk. We're going to talk. I'm going to get to know you and you're going to get to know me and we're going to build a relationship.
That's how it's
the same thing with Como, right? It's like investing in these young people and it doesn't have to look a certain way. It doesn't have to be a certain amount of time. It's just when I'm with you, I'm very present and I'm available to you.
Shout out to Como.
We love you, Como. Yes.
Out of the country, right?
Yes, in Germany. And crazy. So it's pouring into them, but you're also teaching them that when I don't have enough in my cup, I can't pour into you. So we got to figure it out. You can't just be reliant on one person, and that's where community comes in.
100%. And I think that's why community works better for me than individual one-on-one. It's because of that reason. And then also, like, what something that hit me was, and I used to hear this, and it didn't hit me until I was a little older. You know, they say never meet
your heroes.
Right?
Yeah.
Never meet your heroes?
Yeah, because you only. But here's the thing.
You know why?
Here's the thing.
You know why though?
Yes.
Go ahead. Tell me what's the thing.
So to me, they say don't meet your heroes because you put people in pedestals, right? And then when you find out that they're human and they cuss and they shit and they do human things, you're like, oh. But it's like, one, I don't put people on pedestals. Period. Sure. Because we're all human. And two, like, so the beautiful thing about this journey is that everyone gets to see and create a different version of you based on their perspective, right? So we've become friends. So the way that I process Dan, I'm like, Dan is X, Y, and Z. I know how to like move in this friendship with him. But there's people out there that have met versions of me that are like, ooh, you know, she's this, she's that, she's all that. So people, I think that's the part of like not caring what other people think, because there's so many versions of me that are out there that if I try to keep track of them, I would drive myself mad. I'm going to share a story that's a little bit silly. You know, on social media, how you have the people that send you messages, but then the ones that you're not connected with are in a separate part.
Yeah.
I never check that, but once in a while I do. Sure. And I ended up checking that, and I had a message from this young woman, and she had this experience. One, it wasn't with me, because she's like, I met you 2 years ago at this condominium that I haven't been to. Anyways, but she said, you were so rude to me in the elevator. You were so rude to me. I'm so glad that you found your healing and you're a good person now, blah, 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 blah. And like, instead of getting offended over this message, because one, it wasn't me. Two, it doesn't sound like me. I try to be really intentional with people and kind. But I was like, dang, you've been holding on to this moment for years?
Crazy.
Like, that to me, I was just like,
that's crazy.
You've been carrying this out of like a 15-second interaction with someone.
Point you felt like you needed to message me too.
Like, that to me.
This was your release.
And this was a lesson for me. I never want to hold anyone to that standard, nor do I want to carry that. So there's times where I have some funky interaction with people and I'm just like, all right.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
You know, the thing, because we all are human. And I think that's a part of the, when I come back with that, I would suck at this thing, right? Is you never, and that's a part of the being humble, and that's a part of being appreciative too, in a lot of ways, is because, you know, like, oh my God, oh my goodness, you feel this way about me? Like, out of all people, like you put me in a place that I don't belong.
I was like, thank you for giving me all this power.
I don't belong here. You know what I'm saying? I don't belong where you put me in your mind, because that's not how I operate. And then when I was young, and I wouldn't call them heroes, but you meet people that have a stature about them, and if their personalities are trash, then you know, like, you're like, how do you have the right to have a trashy personality, and you are this and you're that? And you're like, nah, we all human. Like, people go through things. We all are seen in different lights, like you said, and so, you know, I guess the message there for me is, don't meet the people that you respect, that you have an appreciation for, that inspire you, but do it with the intention of understanding that we are all human. Like, you're human, they're human, we're all human. I'm not an influencer, I'm not a celebrity at all. I'm very approachable. She is too. So when we're in space, man, come holler at us.
Come say hi.
Like, what's up? You know what I mean? Like, it's a dope thing. So, thank you.
No, thank you.
Thank you for coming to hang out.
Thank you. No.
Conversations in the yard.
Yes, I've been paying, obviously here having this conversation with you, but I've also been paying attention to the relatives, that came. We had squirrels, we had a cardinal stop by, we had a jayhawk, blue jay. Jayhawks, yes.
Thinking about KU.
Always.
Like, what?
But a blue jay, and when blue jays show up, because you know they're very like, loud. So to me, when I hear a blue jay, it's like, remember who the F you are. Remember who you are.
Here.
Yes.
Blue jay said, I'm here.
I'm here. The one.
So relax. So relax. Anyway, appreciate you coming on.
Thank you.
Friend.
For having me.
I'm glad that you are actually going to be the third episode of Convos in the Yard. I've been your host, Dan Smith. We've had a conversation with the multi-talented Alejandra. I know I'm messing that up. Alejandra.
Like a
Honda. Yeah. Villalobos-McAnderson. Anyway, all right. That's all we do.
Love you, Kansas City. Keep doing good stuff. Keep doing that work. Keep doing that non-work. Keep loving yourself. Keep giving yourself grace.
Uh-oh, Alex is she did the right thing this time. I told her.
I try to follow directions sometimes.
Now she's gonna follow directions.
No.
I love it. The rain
You
held
never know
off too.
with me. I keep everyone on their toes.
The rain held off. Watch, it's gonna
Always.
storm as soon as we
Yeah, I knew we were gonna be good.
turn the camera off.
I knew we were gonna be good.
Anyway, that's all I got to say. Make it a good day. How? See you soon. That's it. I'm out. Anyway, keep up the good work. Anyway, back to work. So, anyway, make it a great Tuesday. How? Anyway, I'll let your boy, Dan Smith, Waterhouse KC, represent.